going on, everyone? I'm Abaddon. You may not have seen much from me for quite a while. Besides shorts, if you haven't noticed, I've been putting a lot of shorts on my personal channel. If you want to watch me live stream, I live stream on the Exiled Syndicate channel almost every day that I don't work. But I've received a few questions recently on how I make shorts, YouTube shorts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how I edit my shorts. This is mainly gaming shorts, so this won't really pertain to if you're making like IRL stuff. This is how I edit them, get the blurry background, etc. So I use Adobe Premiere. If you have it, you can feel free to follow along. A lot of this should be pretty simple. I mean, even if you're not using Adobe, a lot of editing softwares have the same stuff, just in different spots. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe. I try and put out multiple shorts every single day. Sometimes I don't get to do that, but I do my best. All right, let's get right into it. Okay, so if you notice, I already have my video in here. This is an old video on my personal channel. I'm just going to take probably a clip of it. Unfortunately, when I downloaded this, it only downloaded in 720p. Most of the time, my videos are always in 1440p, so I can get a VP9 codec on YouTube. I'm still going to render this out in 1440p, but the video itself is only 1720. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the spot where we blow this up. Let's see.
When did James?
All right, so right here. And shorts can only be at most 60 seconds.
Frames.
So I'm only going to use probably about 59 seconds of this.
Everything is in slow motion. It's not even doing anything. It's so
I added bleeps back then.
Can't move.
Can't move.
Oh,
Too
shit,
much
where's
explosion.
I have about. What frame do you run at?
I'm running at -4 frames.
All right, we're at
per
43
second. It is
seconds.
World War III over here. Everything is dying.
Hitler came back to life and put all the.
Okay, I'm going to cut it right before he makes the Hitler joke.
4 frames per second. It is World War III over here. Everything is dying.
Okay, I'm going to cut it there. 50 seconds. Okay, so I don't have a webcam in this video. I'll explain how I cut out the webcam in just a moment. So what I'm going to do is one of the first things I like to do, I like to add a transition, video and audio. So if I add this, cross dissolve is what I like to use. Change that to 1.3 second and a half. It gives, if you notice, it'll give us a good little like fade in, like that. You can, sometimes I'll add a constant power in the beginning, so the audio will kind of fade in as well. But I actually kind of like the effect it has when the full audio starts full and just the video fades in. Now I always do a fade out on the audio, and let's do a dip to black, and this is what it'll look like at the end.
Everything is dying.
Like that. So now what I'm gonna do, so to get it vertical, because it has to be, I believe for shorts it has to be vertical and it has to be under 60 seconds. That's the rule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to sequence settings. I'm going to flip this. Normally, so I would flip it to 720 by 1280. Okay. Delete all previews for the sequence. Just press OK. See how it's vertical now? But I'm actually going to do, I might not be able to do 1440 by... Oh, I forgot what 1440 is. All of a sudden, out of nowhere. Let me find it. Wait, I actually don't need to find it. So 1440 is 720. So 1280 times 2 is 2560. That's right. Okay, so I can't do it because it does that. So I'm actually going to go back to 720 by 1280. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to deal with a smaller video file this time. All right, now what I'm going to do on Adobe Premiere on Windows, if you hold Alt and left click, you can copy it. So now I have two files. Now, what I like to do is I like to type in blur, and then I'll choose fast blur in, drag it to the bottom layer. And then I'll go to Effect Controls, click on the bottom layer, zoom in, and you'll see how it does this dip. I'm going to delete that. So then it's just a constant blur, the whole video. Following? Now, Firefox crashed on my other computer. Interesting, because Firefox wasn't even pulled up. All right. So now, if you notice, there's like a little like halo thing around it. But, and I probably should have done this first. If you click on it, go to Effect Controls. Under Motion, Scale. I do 180. That seems to always fit the whole screen, fit it just right. At least for the videos I normally make. It kind of looks like it might not be fully fitting. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. It looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I like to do 150 for the top layer. The top layer, 150. Now on games like Destiny, where my field of view isn't as wide, I will do 125. It just depends on what you want to do. I like to do about 150. Let's go 145. For Minecraft, I like the I like that little inventory thing to fill the screen. So 145 looks good. Now, one thing I will do sometimes to make the video kind of have a stand out from the blurred one is I'll add some vignette all the way to the top layer of the video. So then that little line where it separates is a little bit more harsh. So it makes some more contrast. Just basically shows the border more. And then, okay. The audio is kind of peaking right here. So I'm going to bring the audio down just a little bit.
It's not even doing anything. It's so
Okay. Now, honestly, that's most of it. There's not a whole lot more to it. Sometimes I'll add like the little pop-up that shows subscribe to Exiled Syndicate, subscribe to Abaddon XS, whichever channel I'm on at the time, but I don't actually have those files on this computer that I'm currently editing on. Normally I edit on my other computer. I'll have a pop-up of Abaddon XS show up right now, but that's because I have the file on this computer. So other than that, things you can do to make your shorts a little bit better is, you know, you can always edit with the colors a little bit. I like to have a good amount of like, I'm really big into like darker films, cinematic stuff. So I'll bring down colors and lighting stuff and just make it look more cinematic, but that is whatever you want to do. I don't believe there's much more to it. That is basically it. Sometimes I will add music to it. If you just find a file, click and drag it, and then I'll usually pull the music kind of further down here and just have it in the background, so that the video's audio is still what you primarily hear. The video, the audio, the music doesn't cut anything out or cover anything. And that is actually it. So what I would do if you have a webcam, what you can do is you just Alt left click another one, and it'll pull up another just a duplicated video file. And what I'll do is I'll go into effects and I'll get crop. I'll click and drag crop over, and then if you notice under effect controls, you can adjust top, sides, right, And I'll basically just crop right to the camera, just crop everything out that's not the camera. And then using the positions, I'll just move it side by side up and down until it's up and center and where I like it. I wouldn't stress exactly how to make shorts. I think the more important thing with shorts isn't exactly how you edit them, which editing is it can make or break a video, don't get me wrong, but just something like a webcam frame, I wouldn't stress too much on if you have that perfect. Knowing how to post it on YouTube with tags and the title and description, that should be your main focus. Just making sure it gets picked up by the algorithm. If you have any questions on how to make a short, ask me in the comments. I have no problem making more videos on how to do this stuff. Again, if you want to ask me anything while I'm live, if you want to check me out live, I'll be on the Exiled Syndicate channel. I am on my personal channel every day responding to comments if I have any. So if you need anything, just let me know. I'll put my Twitter in the description of the video. You can DM me or tweet at me there. I am actively on Twitter every day. If you have any questions, hit me up on there. And yeah, that is about it. See you guys later. Oh, one thing. Okay, we're not done yet. One thing is so when I export it, Control M will bring up Adobe. Oh, I don't have any saved presets. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is for the format. Holy cow, I can't believe I almost forgot this. I do H.264 for the format. Okay. Match source, high bit rate. You can do you have all these stocks, right? But I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. Frame rate. Oof. I'm going to see if I can pull it to 60 frames. Field order because that's progressive. And this is how I export all my videos. So if you ever notice how my videos are super high quality, they aren't very pixelated, it's because I've learned a few things. Normally, I always do 1440p 2K. That'll force a VP9 codec if you're not a big YouTuber. Render at maximum depth. Software encoding. Profile, I like to do high. And then the level 5.2. Not worried about any of this stuff. VBR pass. So this is basically, I use VBR2 pass. So basically it'll encode the video once and then it'll start back over and go through the whole thing again. If it's 1440p, I like to do between 80 and 100 target bitrate, but this is only 720p. So I'm just going to do 40. I kind of overkill it when it comes to the bitrate just because I just don't want any loss of quality. Maximum bitrate target, always 300. Don't ever let it don't give it a cap, like a ceiling. Let it just use what it needs. It can fluctuate a little bit. 1080p videos, I do about 50. This is only 720. 42 is overkill, but why not? Why not make sure your video looks good, right? Use maximum render quality. And then I always do frame blending. I just like to blend the frames a little bit, make it look a little bit more smooth. I've heard others are better. That's just what I like to use. I've noticed it works best for me. I don't mess with audio, multiplexer, effects. I don't mess with publish, just video. It looks like we're good to go. This estimated file size right now is 268 megabytes. If I were to increase the target bitrate, the file size goes up. So keep that in mind. So we're going to go about 42, whatever. And then we're going to queue it up. All right. After 2 encoder crashes, finally we have it up. All right. So, and then at this point, now that you have it in media encoder, I like to use media encoder. I don't export just in Premiere. You just find where you want to send it. I'm just going to do desktop because I don't normally make videos on this computer. I don't have a folder for them. I'm just going to save it to the desktop, and then I'll exit out of Adobe because Adobe takes a lot of resources. It'll slow down your encode, and I just press play and I just wait, and it'll only take a moment for it to encode, and you're good to go. Just make sure whenever you upload the video, you use hashtag shorts in the title or description. I started doing it in the title, but now I do it in the description. Just get it picked up by the algorithm, and make sure you upload constantly. I've noticed with my shorts, the more I upload, the more I start to get views, the more it'll show up for people. So Again, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you guys later. And I mean it this time.